Welcome in the live stream of the Eric Zane Show podcast. This time around brought to you by my friends at the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. Okay? Reach out to Mario anytime for any information you might need about getting a mortgage. Never been a better time to get a mortgage. How about that? It's so true. Like rates are like historically low. It's awesome. So if that's something you are looking for, reach out to Mario today. 231-638-0200 for the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. You can also get to his spot online by just going to my website, ericzaneshow.com, and clicking on the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. And, if you have a great credit score, this is an easy, quick process for you, as, it honestly would be anywhere, frankly. But I'm asking you to call upon Mario because he believes in me and sponsors this show. And like I've talked many times, a lot of people can get you a mortgage if you have an amazing line of credit. But not every person who does mortgages, it's just the way it is, doesn't always want to work with a person who's a little bit more involved. Their situation is a little more complicated. I'm being polite, okay? Now I'm not. If your credit's in the shitter, call Mario. He'll fix it for you, okay? That happens from time to time. And he invites everybody in. He can help anyone. The Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. I'm in a singing mood today. Van Dyke Mortgage. Probably because I've got Phil Spector on my brain. Legendary music producer, record producer. Oh, my God. Just an incredible thing. Couldn't have been a more corrupt individual, though. This sick fuck. Oh, my God. Talk about that a little later on. Excuse me. I'm already ADHDing out today. It's going to be like that. Thanks again to my friends over at Blue Frost IT, the managed IT service provider for the Eric Zane Show podcast. Whatever you need in West Michigan, IT related. You need a brand new computer built. You need a computer repaired. You need an entire IT makeover, if you will, for your office. You're starting from scratch. You want a new build. He can install all of these things for you. Also a service contract. Like I have a service contract with Blue Frost IT. If things ever get done nutty, they can fix it for you. It's like having your own IT department. If you have a old computer that you want resurrected, that's a thing. You don't have to go and spend the big amount of cash to get a new setup. You might just need a new hard drive, all right? That's what I did with that 10-year-old laptop that I took to California for the kidney donation, and that thing worked like awesome. Reach out to my friends at Blue Frost IT, 616-200-8550. This show comes to you each and every Monday through Friday at about this time. Here you go. It is the 18th of January, 2021. Coming to you from the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studio. The Eric Zane Show podcast begins now.
Hey, everyone. Kenny from Nashville here. And after a long day of listening to some crappy death metal, I like to unwind with the Eric Zane Show podcast. Yeah. Here's your host, Eric Zane.
Thank you very much, Kenny. I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you. All right, thanks a bunch. Welcome in. Another week has begun. I hope it goes great for you. Today is the big day, the King holiday. All right. So, just an amazing man, the one and only Martin Luther King Jr. Today's his day. Okay. Throw it out there early, this is a loving individual. It's a nice guy. All right. Show the guy some freaking respect. Today is his day. No mail, no banks. We're going to sit back. Some places don't have school. I mean, this is kind of like it's gotten to be even bigger and better. The King holiday. All right, today is the day, but I am continuing on doing my thing. I am not taking the day off. I very rarely do. Okay, this show. How do you enjoy it? Well, you've got the pre-recorded audio podcast wherever you download podcasts. Just search Eric Zane Show. I usually listen to mine on Apple Podcasts. I mean, when I listen to other podcasts, and you can find my show there or wherever you get it, or you can just go to ericzaneshow.com, click where it says free podcast, then subscribe, and off you go. Okay, that way you can get it on demand. You can also watch it live or watch the video replays on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Facebook is brought to you by my friends at Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid. Thank you so much. Twitter, a Periscope video brought to you by Blue Frost IT. Find me on Twitter at Eric Zane Show. And then the almighty YouTube. Hey, it's me, A&P on 101 WRIF. Baby. Nobody knows what the hell I'm doing. A few people might remember the legendary Arthur Penhallow. Still alive, still kicking it around. I don't think he's on the radio anywhere. But, yeah. Amazing. Big influence on your old pal Eric Zane. That whole crew at the Riff. It was JJ in the morning, crew in the morning, Ken Calvert, middays, Arthur Penhallow, Steve the Kid Costan. Oh, my God. Not to mention Ann Carlini, who's still on the air to this day. Karen Savelli, Lynn Woodison. Holy crap. That was the team that got your old pal Eric into the radio. That's why it happened. Okay, where was I? And then YouTube, as I said, search me, Eric Zane Show on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, crush the thumbs up button. That's all credit. Okay, so I forgot to point out too that it is brought to you by F45 in Byron Center, Michigan, my YouTube channel. Okay, thank you so much to them. If you're on Facebook, hit the share button, please. Right now, right this second, everybody as a team holding hands across the finish line. Hit the share button, please. And then on Twitter, please retweet that thing. That's a lot, I know, but it's all I got. That's all I got, and I count on you. I count on you so much. If you have any correspondence for the show, send it along to Eric at ericzaneshow.com. If anybody even emails anymore, I'm trying to get more people to email. It seems to be a lost art form. That's the new lost art form. The previous lost art form was actually writing a letter. Oh my God. Nobody does that. Nobody does email either. They just, I don't know how they just don't correspond. It's either a Facebook comment, I guess, maybe a text. Not everybody has my phone number. Email the show in the Shoreliners Striping inbox. Eric at ericzaneshow.com. You could be the Forever Lawn West Michigan email of the day. All right, a lot of ground to cover today. As I indicated, legendary music producer Phil Spector dies in prison. Oh, my God. Okay. Well, there's a lot to focus on with Phil Spector, but what I usually do when someone dies, like when I see Phil Spector dies, all I have in my brain is giant weirdo hair. He helped make records, and he killed somebody. That's all that's there. So then I kind of go back. Oh, I see that. Okay, now I get it. So I kind of usually pull something interesting about whomever the deceased is to talk about on the show. Could be something good, could be something bad, could be something that you've never heard of before. And it really isn't that extravagant of a research project, but it is something that if it's news to me, I'm like, well, I usually try to pay attention to a lot of shit, so not a lot of people probably knows what I'm about to talk about. So I'll get into the passing of Phil Spector. Also, the what he was locked away for. It's remarkable that he only got the amount of time that he did. The only reason why he died in prison is because he was old when he was convicted in the first place, and probably not in the best of health. Well, it happened. We had a little drama in the house. And it was bound to happen with my beloved brother-in-law, No Filter Kevin. You're probably like, oh no, this is it. Well, kind of. It really wasn't a big deal. I give all the credit in the world to me for keeping it calm. I mean, I would love to say something that's not so braggy, but it's true. I have no one to praise but myself in this. And I am just very, very happy with my performance for keeping things above board. I was really fantastic in navigating this, and I'm going to tell you all about it. My daughter, Jacqueline, saw something horrible. For those of you that checked out the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast that I do with the one and only Ben Glaze, then you know this story. You know what happened. But as I indicated on that, though you found out about it first, the rest of the world needs to know this story. And this is just as, oh, God, just rough. Really, really rough. I think it's actually caused some type of PTSD with Jacqueline. We'll get to that. I'll actually have her on the show in just a handful of minutes to tell us the story herself. We have another idiot losing his Bitcoin fortune. Last week, I told you about the guy who bought a bunch of Bitcoin when it was worth very, very little. And now it's worth like, oh, God, almost, I think it's like 37,000 per Bitcoin. Okay. Well, he had enough Bitcoin that it was worth over $200 million. And it was on some special encrypted hard drive that if you don't know the password and you try 10 times, it wipes it from existence. And so over the past several years, and then he forgot the password. The idiot forgot the frickin' password. My God. So he's tried 8 times. He's got 2 more tries left. And he said that he's come to grips that he's never going to be able to get that back. And I don't know how you reconcile that. Well, I have another guy in the news who's done something very, very similar. And it's just sickening. It's sick to even to just consider it. What he's going through is just disgusting to me. I did something yesterday, Diana and I, or this weekend that we've never done. And don't say, I know what you're thinking. It's not that. We play the lottery. We never ever do this. But all right, I'm in. You had the Saturday drawing and the Sunday drawing, and I'm already going to get them mixed up. I don't know which one is which. But bought the tickets for the Friday one. So out of all of the numbers that we had, I think all of the numbers, we only had 2. Horrible. Same thing Saturday. Not a damn thing. So these things are both knocking on the door of $1 billion each. God. I still can't get over the fact. And on one of them, I think the Saturday drawing, I think like 12 people each scored $1 million, but no big deal. I mean, that's barely going to be a dent in the winnings. It's gonna now. It's just really, really taking off. I cannot even begin to wonder what that type of sensation would be for the person who actually wins something so gigantic. I mean, seriously, even if you win like $1 million. That's shit. When you win $2 on a scratcher or $4 on a scratcher, you're like, oh my God, this is incredible. It's a big rush of all these endorphins and hormones. Oh, feel good chemicals. You're about to have a heart attack when you win something small. When you catch a T-shirt at the hockey game shot out of the can and you lose your mind. Oh. And I think there's only we talked about this last week. Michigan is not a state that you can remain anonymous, even if you finagle it like through a trust or something like that. So, God, yeah, that's okay. If I win it, and I won't, but if I win it, I don't want to claim it and not have the infrastructure set up. I need to have a house set back like a ranch with a walled perimeter and high tech patrolling it, and that because I'm just too much of a hyper idiot to have that ticket in my possession and just here in the least secure place in the United States. The only place that is less secure than this house is the Capitol, the United States Capitol, which, my God, they're, did you see all those National Guard people there? They're sitting there like, oh, my God, they're sleeping on the floor, the same place where the people were like running through, waving flags and acting like assholes, were sleeping on the floor of the Capitol. And now they're actually, they have to vet, I guess, all of these National Guard members to make sure that there's like no inside job with the during this week leading up to the inauguration. My God, what a thing. And then I saw that in some of the states, well, they're all preparing for it in each individual state capital, but Michigan in particular, there was, oh man, there's already these people that are outside of the fencing and they're like talking shit, like it's going down. I'm like, that is not a place you want to be this week. Here we are on a day, Monday the 18th, we're celebrating the life of arguably one of the peaceful people on the planet, one of the most peaceful people on the planet. God rest the eternal soul of Martin Luther King Jr., the peaceful dude, and we might have a scenario where things aren't so peaceful. That's a little weird. All right, but first, football. My gosh. Oh, what a freaking weekend. It did not let down. Oh, my God. I watched nearly every second of every damn game that happened. Out of all of them, though, I think that the least dramatic was what the Packers did to the Rams, and that was beat the shit out of them. The Packers, God dang it. They're so damn good. And, they stick it to the Rams 32-18. They just lean on teams in a sick way. It looked like a big super spreader party in Wisconsin. There was a lot of fans there. I was out of all the games, I thought that was the most COVID-y, if you will. So, I mean, what more can you say about the Packers? Here they are now. They wait the arrival of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Oh, this matchup between Brady and Brees did not let down. These two old men. It's incredible because you look at the combined age of these two guys. I think it's, in the neighborhood of 85 years. And then conversely, you look at the combined ages of Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson in the Bills-Ravens game. And but still, man, it's just awesome. I'm really, really impressed. I was always impressed with Tom Brady, but you're kind of like, what was it? Brady? What was it? Brady? Was it Belichick? Was it Brady? Was it Belichick? Well, I mean, if there was ever any doubt about the greatest of all time, you cannot, dismiss Tom Brady. The argument has to be made. The most legendary performer in the history of the game at quarterback, even at that advanced age. Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, brand new team. My God, this is incredible. They now go back to they go to the championship game. The Buccaneers hadn't won a playoff game in many, many years, almost like 2 decades. What a move. Get Tom Brady. Now here they are, one game away from going to the Super Bowl. That's incredible. Drew Brees, it's tough because there's a lot of talk about him wrapping it up. I thought he was done. I thought that was an announced thing, but apparently not. But we shall see if he's going to retire. But he was blowing kisses away to the fans. And boy, the way he went out, because it was 20-20 in that game. And then it kind of just came unraveling for the Saints and the Buccaneers. My God, score. And then that late interception that sealed it. Holy crap. And now Tom Brady and the Buccaneers go to Green Bay. Now I've just got my fingers crossed, okay? Fingers crossed that the Buccaneers can upend the Packers, because I I fucking hate the Packers. I'm sorry. I think Rodgers is great, but he's a fucking smug fuck, and I hate that guy. I don't hate him. I greatly despise the guy. Oh, son of a bitch. And the reason why is because they're so damn good. Okay, that's where that comes from. It's nothing like really, really weird. I just get sick of how good the Packers are. Damn it. Why can't you go back to being shitty when like Lynn Dickey was your quarterback? There's a name. You're like, what? What is he talking about? Yeah, that's right. Lynn Dickey. Come on, Bucks. But you know what? There's no chance in hell the Buccaneers are going to beat the Packers in Green Bay. No chance in hell the Packers are going to win that game. I think I might have gone 4-0. I can't remember what my picks were. I know I picked 3 of the games correctly, but I can't remember who I picked in the Buccaneers-Saints game. But still, Buccaneers win it. They go to Green Bay. Now, this game I was really excited to watch because it involves one of 2 loser franchises, okay? The Buffalo Bills are every year perennial losers. They suck, okay? They get this quarterback, Josh Allen, though, and he turns it around really quick for those guys. This is the team that, as you know, lost 4 straight Super Bowls. So, yes, huge losers, but at the same time, one of the greatest teams ever. The fact that they had been to 4 straight Super Bowls, but it has been forever since they've had any success. So they are hosting Lamar and the Ravens. And this was a hell of a game, man. I'm telling you. And I give it up. This is why I love these loser teams, because of the Bills Mafia. These fans have been through the ringer, and that's why I am rooting, out of all the teams, the Buffalo Bills. Son of a bitch. Come on, you guys. They stick it to the Ravens in that huge play when Lamar, he's driving it into the end zone. He throws the ball, and the dude for the Bills, I don't know any of these players' names, he picks it off. And I'm like, oh, my God, he got it. And I thought he was going to, like, go down for a touchback. But he's like, no, fuck no, I'm going to go score. And he takes off running like a bat out of hell. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is crazy. And he's like, he's working his way down the field, but he's got Lamar. And Lamar is fast as shit. He's the fastest guy in the football field. He's going to bring this guy down. And then that dude shows up and throws a block on Lamar. Dude goes 101 yards, scores a touchdown, ball game. Ravens lose. Before that, though, the next set of downs, the Ravens are like, okay, we can maybe we can do something here. Get back in the game. Whoop! Hike it. The ball goes over Lamar's head, and he ends up falling on the ground in a weird way and lands on his ass, which hurt, and he also smashed his head against the ground. He gets a concussion. He's out. They bring in some guy for the Ravens who he looked to be pretty damn good, but he couldn't do shit either. And that's it. Bills win 17-3. More on the Bills Mafia, because this is the group of fans who just get hammered and do meth and throw each other through tables in the parking lots and spread COVID. And then they go into the game and they make a hell of a lot of noise. They actually affected that game. They were so loud. There was only like 7,000 fans at that game. And they were loud enough to actually affect the way the Ravens were, because they couldn't hear. There's only 7,000 fans in that big giant stadium. They're so freaking loud. I love the Bills fans. They're so methed out and drunk and stupid and hard up for a winner, and I love that. That is because that's me. I'm not like methed out or drunk, but I love the Bills fans. The Bills Mafia are absolutely fantastic, okay? And this happened, too, after the game, because I saw this story. Lamar Jackson, shortly after the Bills' 17-3 victory, Lamar, of course, left during the second half because he entered the concussion protocol. Momentum was generated amongst Bills fans online to show support for Lamar Jackson by supporting the Blessings in a Backpack Louisville chapter. That is, I guess, a charity that he came up with. It started around 11:30 last night, and our donation box just started flooding with donations from Bills fans for Lamar. What? That's incredible. It's just been overwhelming in the best possible way, said Nikki Grizzle. Oh, it's a weird name, of Blessings in a Backpack, whose mission is to mobilize communities, individuals, and resources to provide food on the weekends for elementary school kids across America who might otherwise go hungry. According to Grizzle, as of 4:30 p.m., they had surpassed 9,000 individual donations and $240,000. This isn't the first time that Bills fans, known as the Bills Mafia, have gathered together with a charitable heart. They did the same thing at the end of the 2017 regular season when quarterback Andy Dalton led the Cincinnati Bengals to a win that helped the Bills qualify for the playoffs. They did something similar for Andy Dalton. So, yeah, that is very nice. Bills fans also donated in droves earlier this season to John R. I think it's O'Shea Children's Hospital after it was announced that quarterback Josh Allen's grandmother had died. Donations to that cause eclipsed $1 million. I think they named a wing of the hospital after the grandma. So that is cool. Well done, Bills Mafia. I don't know if the Lions fans would ever do that. We would be so wrapped up in the fact that we just, made it to the playoffs. We wouldn't have enough, awareness to even do anything other than just party our asses off and not care about anything because we've gotten to the playoffs, which I guess the stupid Lions are going to make, what is this guy's name? Dan Campbell, their head coach, very, very soon. I remember Dan Campbell when he played for the Lions. And I don't know why I remember that game, because he's just the type of guy who plays 2 years for one team and then moves on to another. I don't know. I don't even know what the hell position he played. Maybe a tight end. He is one of the coaches on the Saints, this guy, Dan Campbell. So, all right. He will be the new Lions coach. Let us reconvene in 2.5 years to announce the firing of Dan Campbell after he goes 4-100 or whatever it is. I don't know. Maybe he'll surprise us. We'll see. And then I cannot forget this. This to me was the biggest thing, because the Buffalo Bills, okay, that's awesome. But I got to save this story for last, because it was just incredible how this all unfolded. The Bills are going to travel to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs, to lose to the Chiefs, okay? I would love that they would win, but they're not going to win. The Chiefs are going to win. It's destined to be the Chiefs in the pack, okay, which is what I've been saying all along. Not that hard of a pick. Two best teams. Son of a bitch, man. I thought the Browns had a chance. All in that first half. First of all, Baker Mayfield played fantastic. And all in the first half, and since several points in the game, he throws like a little fucking bubble screen to Nick Chubb, and Chubb looks the other way, the ball flies to his hands and hits him in the fucking face. He can't hang on to shit. And just stupidity. The Browns reminded me of the Lions. And if you're Baker Mayfield, you're like, son of a bitch, you guys, come on. What are you doing? And so they just were left twisted in the wind all throughout the first half. It was terrible. All these mistakes, but yet hanging around. And then the second half, they start to put it together. In the first half, there was that one moment. I don't even know who the guy was. The Browns are going to put it in. They're going to jam the ball in and score a touchdown. And I don't know who the dude was who caught it. And he's running. And as he's leaning, he's getting close to the goal line. A dude sticks his hands out, and he's going to try to get the ball across the plane of the goal line. Sure as shit, in true Cleveland fashion, he gets hit drops the ball. The ball goes rolling into the end zone and then rolls out of the end zone. That's a touchback Chiefs ball. And everybody's like, oh my God, how could this possibly be? Oh, I was sick for the Cleveland fan at that point, because then you know the game's over. If that happens, it doesn't matter what happens in the second half, the game is over. They lost. There's no way they can recover from that. And it turns out it was true. But it was weird because the guy for the Chiefs who hit him did one of those illegal hits where he hit the dude with the top of his helmet, which should be a big penalty, but they didn't call it. So that was weird. Second half, though, the Browns hanging around. Oh, my God. And then frickin' Mahomes, he gets his bell rung. Cleveland scores. It's 22-17. Oh, my God. I can't believe it. And the Chiefs, the Browns score. The Chiefs get the ball, and Chad Henne is the quarterback. The old Michigan quarterback. I remember last time. Chad Henne, I didn't even know he was still playing football. Last I remember, Chad Henne was like a quarterback for the Dolphins. I was like, oh, there he is, Chad Henne. And I go, well, this game is over. The Browns, they come back. There's no way Chad Henne is going to be able to do anything because, he's the backup. So he's bullshit. This guy kicked so much ass. He right away slings it. Huge chunks of yardage. And, oh, my God. And he was just fantastic. And then as the game is winding down, it's like 3rd and a mile, all right? And Chad Henne gets flushed out of the pocket. And this guy can't run, okay? He's slow as shit. But here he is, 3rd and a mile, and he tucks the ball, puts his head down. He gets a huge hit, which I thought for sure his spine was going to be powder from that hit. And I'm like, oh, my God, he just picked up a first down. But no, not so. Just a little bit short, okay? So there's barely any time left. And all they're going to do is they're going to try to draw Cleveland off sides on 4th down, okay? And then the play clock's going to run down. They're going to call timeout or whatever. And then they're going to punt with only like 40 seconds left. Cleveland's going to get the ball and have a chance to march down the field. But no, as the clock is winding down, the play clock, they don't call timeout. They hike it on 4th down. Now, if they fuck this up, if they screw this up, okay, it's the biggest blunder in the history of the playoffs. If Chad Henne isn't successful throwing that ball to what's-his-face, who then gets a first down and sits down and the game is over, which is what happened. If that does not work, oh, my God, Andy Reid, your name is mud. And if that doesn't work and then the Browns go down and score, holy crap, balls on Andy Reid. I've never seen anything like that, and neither had the announcers. Tony Romo's going, oh, my God, I've never seen this before in my life. It was incredible. Are you kidding me? It was high drama. Spectacular. Holy shit, what a move. My God. And that's it, man. Chiefs win. Browns, I'm sorry. It breaks my heart to see the poor Browns fans yet again. But at least you had some success in the playoffs, I mean, God bless you. God bless you. And if there's ever a point, ladies and gentlemen, that the Lions get to this, just know I'm going to cry like a baby because I've been watching this team for 40 years. 40 years. Awful. Bills at the Chiefs. Do the Bills have enough in the tank? No, you don't. You will lose against the Chiefs. I'm so sorry. I'm praying for you. I'm pulling for the Bills. God dang it. But there's no way in hell you're going to beat the Chiefs. You're screwed. The Chiefs are going to kick your ass. And the Packers, you're going to beat the Bucks too. That's your Super Bowl. Chiefs, Pack, February 7th. Both games happen on Sunday. It's the Bucks at the Pack at 3:05. And then the Bills at the Chiefs at 6:40 p.m. My God. Holy crap. All right. I promised Jackie I'd get a hold of her. So I'm going to do that now. Move everything around. God, that was incredible. Couldn't believe that call by Andy Reid. And again, they're all like, oh, that's such a crazy, great call. It's like, it wouldn't have been if he fucked it up. If they hadn't gotten that first down, everybody would have been so pissed. Oh. All right. Let's bring in the princess of the forest. Dirk, thank you for buying that for me. That is so handy. Everybody's like, what are you talking about?
Hello.
Jacqueline.
Hello. It's about time you called me.
Yeah, I'm a little late. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Okay. First things first. We had, it was game night last night, right?
It was.
What is that game called? Planes, Trains, and Tickets?
No, it's called Ticket to Ride.
Ticket to Ride?
Yes.
Yeah, I like it. I like the game.
You like that game?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a good one.
Yeah, it's.
Maddie's not very good at it, so.
Well, I thought I was going to come in last, but she ended up being in last place.
No, yeah.
That was good. That was good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about this on the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. So I wanted to share it with the rest of the audience. It's, I mean, seriously, you witnessed hardcore criminal activity on the street on Friday, which, you know what's crazy? Where this happened is where me and the entire crew of people giving away socks to underprivileged people, we were right there. And like 2 hours after you saw what went down.
Yeah, I think I'm like traumatized for life.
I mean, legit, it's PTSD, right?
What?
Yeah, it's like legit PTSD, you said.
It is.
You don't even want to drive by the place where that happened again because of what you saw.
Yep.
And if there's anybody listening or watching on the live stream, don't give it away. Just keep it a secret if you could, because some of you jump ahead to the story. What happened? And somebody gets the urge to tell. Don't tell.
Yeah.
Unless it's already happened. All right. Well, Jacqueline, where were you driving from when this all unfolded?
I think I was coming home from ship shopping.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you live not that far from where this happened in the downtown area of Grand Rapids, correct?
Yeah, I live one street away.
So you're not far from, where things sometimes get a little weird. Like,
I'm like a street or two from Division.
It's entirely possible that, it's probably a good idea for you to always be walking with Justin when you're walking down the street.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
I hate that, by the way.
What?
I don't know. It's not that you walk with Justin. That why would no?
That I have to walk.
That you have to walk with Justin. Yes. Yeah. It drives me crazy. It makes me very, very concerned because I don't want you one day to say, "Oh, roll the dice and go out without him," and then something bad happen. You know?
Yeah. So. No, he always walks with me.
Okay. Even in the daytime, please, because what you're about to describe happened in the daytime.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So what happened, Jackie? Please.
Okay. So I was driving home and I was at the stoplight right by that. It's called Dégagé, right?
Yes, it is called Dégagé. That is a place where a lot of underprivileged people, homeless people stay, sleep, get some food, you know.
Yeah. So I was at the stoplight right by there, and there's like a public transport bus in front of me, and we both go through the light, and across the street from Dégagé, there's this black guy, and I see him at when I'm sitting at the light because I'm stopped, and I just see him, and he's like moving, but I'm just like, I don't know what that is. Okay, whatever. And then I go through the light, and I see that his like pants are half down, and he's whacking his ween. And I was just like, this isn't real. This isn't what I'm seeing. So I take a double take, and I'm like, Oh, yep, that is.
Yeah.
I'm not,
Was it?
It was.
Was he?
What?
Was he large? I mean, was he like BBC?
I'm not answering that. I didn't look long enough.
Okay. I don't know why. I don't know why I asked that question.
It was brutal though, because he was just standing there and just going at it, and he was all alone by himself.
Oh.
No one was around, and he was just standing up, and it was the middle of the day, and the people on the public transport bus had to have seen it.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
brutal.
Oh, God. So
it was so terrible.
You know, it's funny because when we were there later on, there was a cop there, and he was talking to someone. I wonder if they were given a description. I don't know. I mean, that was quite a while later. Now, were his pants like at his feet so you could see all of his legs?
No, they were just down enough so he could get it out.
Ah, God.
Yeah, and I'm like, what is going on? And so I rushed home, and I'm like traumatized. And Justin's working, so I tell him he's got to mute himself on his Zoom meeting. And I'm like, Justin. And I told him what I saw, and he's like scared to go past that spot now because he doesn't want to see anything.
Yeah, I would too. And I'm sorry that's the first time you saw a real penis, that it happened that way.
Shut up. But you might have given him socks, potentially.
Well, there's a couple people that or at least one in particular that I have in mind that I think we at least saw. There was one person who was walking down the street who we didn't give socks to, who was he was walking and kind of dancing at the same time before we actually really started giving them away in earnest, just a few blocks away from there. And he was very like exuberant and energetic, and he was clearly affected by something. Something was in his system making him act very, very strange. And I think that may have maybe that was the dude. I don't know. I mean, I couldn't say, but that guy strikes me as someone who may have been one of the people involved. Wow.
What was I?
That's incredible.
Well, again, like I was like thinking to myself, I was like, I think like people call the police on these types of things, but then when I was thinking about like calling, I was like, it's probably too late because by the time they got there, he's going to be done and he's going to be on his way. It doesn't. I mean, I'm sure someone else did and then gave a description, and then if they find the guy, then they'll take care of that. But so I'm sure someone else called. I wouldn't be bothered by that. But yeah, in the future, that if that happened, yes, definitely call the cops. You don't want people standing around beating their meat while there's kids on a bus going, hey, what's that? Yeah, it was so terrible. Yeah, it was bad.
Okay, well, I'm sorry you saw that. Try to avoid that area, please.
I'll try.
All right. Okay, thanks.
How's Daisy?
Daisy's feeling better. I gave her medicine. She's limping around, ladies and gentlemen. First, I don't even know what she did, but she did something.
Is she still limping today?
Not as bad, but like I said, I've been giving her medicine regularly for pain.
Okay, keep an eye on her.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll be fine. You know how she's old. She gets.
She's not old.
Well, she's not the youngest.
She's spunky.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Love you. Sorry you saw that. Thanks for telling the story about that guy.
All right.
Okay. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
See you. Bye. Oh my God, it's awful. Just knowing that my daughter had to see that. What the hell? Come on, man. Clearly not in his right mind. And when we were doing our thing, I'll tell you about that coming up in just a bit. I'll update you as to. I was a little concerned when we were doing the Bombas sock giveaway. In fact, I'll just get to that right now. It's in my 2 hours later. We show up. Now we meet at this place called Rosa Parks Circle, which is probably half mile, 3/4 of a mile from where these places are. And the idea is meet at Rosa Parks Circle in case you encounter someone who's homeless on the way there. Give them some socks. We got tons of socks. We got probably more than a dozen people that are helping. Excuse me. And we got all these socks and backpacks, carrying all these socks, and then giving them away. And then as you get closer, more and more people are there. You give socks away. In the back of my mind, I'm like, please. I've got little kids in our group. Jason and Andrea's kids are there, and I'm like, oh my God, please don't let this happen. And thank God it didn't. But so yeah, we encounter a ton of people giving all these socks away, but as we're approaching this exact place that Jackie was just describing, they've got a porta-john. And excuse me if you heard this story before too on the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. There's a porta-john, and I think they have it set up for people who live on the street so that they can use the bathroom, whatever. Door opens up. Guy walks out. This is the first person we interact with. And he's now walking on the street towards us. And I go, hey, but you need some socks. And he looks at me like his eyes are all glassed over. He doesn't look like he's doing too well. And he may have been on something. He didn't really speak. And he kind of looked at me like, what? Huh? What are you talking about? I'm like, oh, yeah, a pair of socks. You want a pair of socks? I don't know. I'm good. He keeps going. 5 more seconds pass. I'm walking up the street. Zaniac Kevin Kuipers, bowling legend, paintball wizard with me. Same bathroom, same porta-john. The door swings open, and some chick walks out, and she's kind of out of her mind too. And I look at Kevin. Kevin looks at me. We go, something was going on in there, man. Not sure what. Oh boy, that was rough. So, all right, that was that. We ended up giving away a ton of socks outside of the place. We actually went into the place, gave away more socks, left socks there, socks. Walk out. We go over to Mel Trotter, socks. Give even more away. Go over to Riverside Park, which is a place that used to be inundated with tents. People would bring their tents there, these homeless people, and they were living there. And then the city cleaned them out. Now they're just congregating like without tents in front of like a spot where they've got a fire going in like what would be a grill in this park. This actually could be a really, really nice park. But whatever, it's multi-use right now, if you know what I mean. Whatever. These people are really, really hurting, down on their luck. So we walk up, and when we walk up as a group, the Bomba Sock Brigade is really outgoing. These are all really, we're all very forward, and we're all like, "Hey, how y'all doing?" And they're like, "Not bad," And they just seem to be doing okay despite all the shittiness in their lives. And we're like, hey, who needs socks? And they're all like, oh, thank God, we need everything. And so some of these folks, they're freezing. We'll put some, their hands are going, take another pair of socks, put them on your hands, do what you got to do, man. And so this is the need. They're freezing and they're starving. They're hungry as hell. Oh my God. So we give them the socks, stay there as long as we can. A lot of people wanted my backpack. I had this sweet National Guard backpack that when Jim was contemplating joining the Guard, they gave him this awesome backpack, and they're like, hey, can I have the backpack? And I go, no, you can't have the backpack. I need the backpack. But these are people that I've actually seen on the news. When that park was cleared out, all the tents were wiped out of there. There was one lady in particular named China Doll who I saw on the news. And she was there, and she's kind of like a local legend. And she was once a very, very prominent person, I believe, in real estate. And I don't know what got off the rails that makes it so that she's now on the street. But incredibly sad. And right away, in my head, I'm like, man, we got to be able to at some point do the Eric Zane Show podcast homeless chicken dinner. And show up with everything set up so we can just set up tables, warming trays, and have a frickin' picnic with these people. Fry the chicken, serve it, mashed potatoes, gravy, all hot food for these people right there. Have our own frickin' homeless picnic. That's what I want to do. I'm way down the road from that. I don't have the logistics set up to do something like that right now, but I'm getting there. Zaniac Nick has been very, very helpful. Remember I talked to you about setting up a charity? That is in the works, and he is helping me very much so. And I am very, very appreciative of that, because the idea would be that I want to be able to have it so that I have this 501c3 charity, and people fill it full of money, and then that money is taken, and then so that there's no red tape. So all money going in, all money going out buys gloves, hats, boots, socks, food, and forever and ever, I gather with you, my volunteer army, on any given day, any given Sunday, and we show up there and do our thing. That's what we're going to do. It's all about that. So are we going to change the world? No, but I mean, it makes me fucking sick that people are starving and freezing. And it's really easy to say, yeah, well, they did it to themselves. It's like, okay. I don't want to wrap my brain around that type of hardened stance. Okay. These all I know is that hungry and freezing people, that's not acceptable in my opinion. And I just want to help those people. So thank you to all of those volunteers that did that. That is, I'm telling you, man, the group of people that support this show, the hearts are huge. Oh my God. The fact that you on a Friday evening, a cold day, it was raining and snowing, and we had, I mean, everybody had smiles on their faces. By the way, there was one more young person there. That was Joe Pellerito's son, Danny, and I would hate to, I didn't want to exclude him as like the army of young people that was with us too, helping. The Schaefer kids made freaking popcorn balls to give to these people. We made it through. We didn't see any errant penises. So success, okay? People got socks. Mike Hamp, friend of the show, and Zaniac, who through all of his efforts got all of these free Bombas socks. You're the one who, the inspiration behind this whole thing. You're the one who had the idea pop in my head. Thank you for letting us be part of this this giveaway and working together. So I really, really appreciate it. That was spectacular. Okay. Hey, business owner, if you want me to market your business and get more people buying your stuff, calling upon you for service, getting your name out there, whatever it may be, let the Eric Zane Show podcast market you. Okay? Reach out to me, eric@ericzaneshow.com. If your budget is small, I can accommodate you. Don't be shy about that. Don't feel bad about that. Not everybody has a big budget. If your budget's a little more extravagant, I can definitely accommodate you on that too. The point is, a lot of people pay attention to this podcast. I'm very, very lucky to have that. And so thank you, first of all, for watching and listening to it. And thank you for paying attention to the businesses and calling upon them when you need them. So if you have a business, let me market you. Reach out, eric@ericzaneshow.com. Stand by. All right, back. That was quick. Case in point, TC Paintball. Thursday is Paintball War 11, and I still have room. I've got room for a few more spots for Paintball War 11. 1 bourbon, 1 scotch, 1 kidney. I want to hang out with you in the ultimate socially distancing event because you have to wear a mask to play, and the goal is to stay away from each other. Okay? So there's that. We start at 6 p.m. at TC Paintball on Thursday. Okay? That is January 21. I have free pizza, free soft drinks from BC Pizza Grand Rapids. You got the whole BCTC thing going on here, which I think is a great marketing idea. Post-pandemic, we're going to capitalize on that, I can promise you. So pizza party, we started about 6, hang out, get the team set up, ready to go, and then out onto the playing field. I'm not positive if we're going to go outside. Rick is putting people outside for the actual matchups, then they come back in and warm up, or we can stay inside. Doesn't matter. We've got all the versatility here, different game playing fields, and it's going to be so much fun, and it's only going to set you back $35. If you want to play, gather up the kids, gather up the friends, family members, whatever it may be. Newbies encouraged. Okay, if you don't wear any armor, it'll sting for about 20 seconds, okay? I'll tell you that. I've got a lot of young kids that play this game. They can handle it. If they can handle it, you can handle it. Reach out to me, Eric at ericzaneshow.com, or go to the events of my Facebook page and respond that you will be in attendance. Former Grand Rapids Griffins legend Tristan Grant is expected to be in attendance, unless if he bitches out. Hopefully not. I'll be interviewing Tristan this week on and talking to him, I believe, on tomorrow, Tuesday. So we'll probably talk a little trash about that. So that's coming up on Thursday. TC Paintball, tcpaintballgr.com. Thanks again also to Irvine's Auto Repair Grand Rapids Hybrid. 616-532-6600 is their number. Irvines.com is their website. Wherever you are in West Michigan, if you want an amazing, trusted source to get your vehicle fixed, call upon Irvines. Let me just tell you, if any one of these businesses, if I put them out there and then I'm getting call after call, hey, I don't like, they did this to me, I don't like that. They did this to me, I don't like that. I wouldn't be able to keep them on the podcast, okay? So Irvines passes the sniff test for me, A, because I love them. They've done nothing but help this podcast and all of the donation things that we've done over the years. They've been a big part of all of those things. And terrific family/veteran-owned, female-owned business, and just an incredible track record. You can see what I mean if you go to irvines.com and look at their Google reviews. All those people that reviewed their business don't have podcasts. These are just people that have worked with them, had great service, and then talked about it. So check that out for yourself. If you think I'm just saying whatever they tell me to say because they're paying me, it isn't like that at all. They're a great place to get your vehicle fixed. I trust them. They fix our vehicles, and you should call upon them. 616-532-6600. Okay. All right. A couple of things. Two things that happened over the weekend. I've got the Costco incident. I've got the No Filter Kevin tax incident. Whenever there's incident after it, it's like, oh, shit, here we go. But you need to, I think I need to put up the graphic. Don't I have a graphic that says, back in a minute, taking a pee? I think I do. Yeah. As you know, right now my bladder is that of a small child. So I need to go tinkle. So you got to wait there. I apologize, but sometimes this happens. Hold on. Otherwise, I feel good. Got the Polly Walnuts tracksuit. Stay here and talk to the dogs. Hello, Pappy. Hello, Pappy. Oh. Oh. You ever see those progressive commercials where the guy's trying to teach people to not be their parents? I love those so much. It's like my favorite ad campaign. The guy's sitting down groaning. Oh, that's me. You don't need to tell the waiter what your name is. I love that so much. All right. Remember I was telling you that I don't have any damn time to get any work done, and I don't budget my time appropriately. All that big bout of complaining, bitching at myself. Man, I crushed it this weekend. Oh my God. I actually got things done. Oh, incredible. It felt good. It felt good just to get something done. I don't know if you're like me, but whenever anything gets completed, it's part of that anxiety thing. I'm telling you. If I write it down, okay, I want to do this, and then it actually gets done, it is like drugs to me. Seriously. And I think it's just, oh God, I was like on fire. And then I'm like taking pictures of the shit that I get done and sending it off to Diana while she's out and about or doing whatever. Like, hey, come on down and look at what I did. I am such a primitive soul. I'm seriously very, very basic. I'm like a dog or a baby or a kid that gets praised, God, jeez. Okay, so we go out. I venture out of the house, and I just don't do that. It was actually a pretty adventurous weekend, considering that we got together with our group for the Bombas Sock Brigade. And just, again, it all boils down to during this pandemic, leaving the house to me is huge. It almost feels like even just a little jaunt like that to downtown Grand Rapids is like this crazy, extravagant, amazing race type of adventure. It's so alarmingly foreign to be in that scenario right now. And it's just the way, I mean, it won't always be this way. But for the foreseeable future, it is. So to get there, hang out with everybody. By the way, we were all masked up. Everybody followed all the rules. It was great. Thank you very much. Which I don't think technically we had to be masked when you're outside. I mean, like in some places, some states, they have a mandate where the second you leave the house, you must wear a mask. I don't think that isn't the way it is in Michigan, but I kind of just wanted to do that just because if I'm encouraging a gathering of people, I wouldn't want to be on the hook for someone getting ill, So thank you. Then the other adventure was, okay, Diana and I go out, we buy a lottery ticket. Unbelievable. Couldn't believe it. What stimulation, And then we go to Costco. Incredible. Over the top stimulation. Now, Costco is a hotbed for incidents. Not so much lately, but I remember as I was walking through the store that there's been a lot of these moments where people, there's like, if you don't wear a mask, they've been really, really strict about it. Now, this doesn't have anything to do with a mask at all, this story, but it does have to do with, at the time, I thought to myself, well, I got to be on guard because if there is an incident, I want to shoot video of it because there's always a crazy YouTube moment that happens inside of Costco's. And that was, I actually had that thought just to myself as I was approaching with Diana the checkout area. Okay. And I swear to God, as I'm finishing the thought, I hear a ruckus. And it's right in front of me at one of the checkouts. And you have the belligerents are these two women, and the other belligerent is the guy who works the cash register. And I didn't really get what was going on, but they were pissed. And they're going at it. And the two women, they're speaking. I know they were pissed. I can tell by their tone. And half of their words were English and half of their words were Spanish. So it's kind of like they're getting, when they get really, really pissed, and you hear it in Spanish, and they come back to English, and they a little more Spanish, come back to English. And these two ladies are both chirping at the dude who works there. And he's like, no, I didn't. You were rude to me. No, I did not. I did not do that. So he's pissed, and he's defending himself. And it's getting worse. And then I saw, apparently they have implemented a plan in Costco that when this takes place, there's something that you have to do as a worker. And I watched it with my own eyes, and it's freaking brilliant. All of a sudden, he lifts his hand in the air, the worker, and he goes, sub. What the fuck? And then you see a guy with Costco, a smock, come on, running up, and he goes, and they like, it's like, in wrestling, when you tag team, he tag teamed. And the dude who goes, sub, he's gone. He disappears. He vanishes. And now new guy is there. And this is brilliant. This is the easiest way to extinguish any type of hardship in the store. Okay? You want to get these people in and out. That's it. So new guy in smock is now, he's into the fire. And what a job, Holy shit. He is now face to face with these two pissed off ladies who are saying things in English and Spanish. And they right away start going after him. And he says, well, I don't know what you're talking about, so let's just start all over. And these two women go, okay. And then that's it. They didn't say shit. They did a little of that muttering under their breath, but they realized, this is brilliant, incredible. And I just wonder how, this one worked out. I just wonder what happens if they then go in on Smock Guy. Does he go sub, and they keep working until they go through all the employees in the store, or what? Or how? What's the record for how deep they've had to go into the bullpen? But I witnessed it all. It all went down at Costco. Interesting to see how they handle that. We had a little bit of maybe with that type of de-escalation. That's what was in my brain this weekend too, when I had to de-escalate something in the household, and this has been a long time coming. This is quite personal. It involves our beloved No Filter Kevin, who, again, I just for the sake of this story, there is. Nothing gets in the way of him going from 0 to 100 miles an hour on any type of scenario. If something doesn't go quite his way, he's going to MRF it. He's going to give it the finger. It's going to be ridiculous. Okay. It's always from completely docile to entirely enraged, like high, loud, swearing, insane. Okay. And that's crept up many, many times. All the little nuances. I don't want to turn this into just a beat him up session, but at some point it was going to come to the point that it came to this past weekend, because he's been with us since the very beginning of August to now. So that's several months where this has manifested. And so being that I have, it's tax season, and I just told you the story about doing that old tax return for Madison for 2019 that I never did. It's been on my brain, and tag accounting, Troy Ginzer, he's on my brain right now. And I actually had to call upon him for help on this. It dawned on me. I'm like, all right, Kevin's living with us. So I said to him, I go, so, hey, did you and David fill out your tax returns each year? Because they were both, quote unquote, retired. But you still have to fill out a return. Kevin gets disability, and he gets a pension from a job. Not a lot. It's what he would get combined with Dave. They had enough to live. Okay. But he gets income. You have to file a return. I know that much. I'm not an idiot. No, I am an idiot, but I'm 99% sure you have to file a return. So I bring that up, and right away he just blows up, and he goes, I didn't have to do that because they just took it out. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know if that's true. I think I'm going to check on that for you, but I'm pretty sure you have to file a return. And he starts MRFing they take this and that, and he's all these very, very involved, throwing his hands in the air and giving the middle finger to various light fixtures in the room and to things you can't see. And I don't know what was going on immediately within a span of 5 seconds. It's out of control. Okay. Now, I look at Diana and I go, okay, time out. I go, we got to talk. I go, first of all, I'm here to help you. I'm Team Kevin. We all are. No one is out to get you. We're trying to help you here. And there is no, I said to him, I go, we can no longer be going down the road of whenever I bring something up with you, this type of hysteria takes place. And I'm talking to him like this. I'm actually talking, which Diana was like, I think Diana got hot. I think she was actually turned on by how calm and collected I was. Maybe not. But I'm like, honey, or Kevin. I call her honey, not Kevin. I don't call Kevin honey. I go, dude, you have got to, when you get this agitated and vocal and frustrated and obscenities and middle fingers to things that aren't in the room, it is so off-putting to me that I get defensive. And you have got to lower the heat here, okay? From now on, if I'm talking to you and I'm trying to help you and you start to do that, then I can't help you until you stop doing that. So I'll just pull myself back and say, never mind, I'll address this later with you. But we have got to stop doing this. It is not appropriate in any way for you to be doing this, okay? So from this day forward, lower the heat. I just can't take it anymore. It puts everybody on edge. We're on pins and needles about bringing anything up with you because we're afraid you're going to explode. So in the past, we may have done that, but in this house, you can no longer do that. We talk. This is not a big deal. You're making way too big a deal of it, and it's probably going to take a little bit of work, but I can promise you we're going to remedy it. I've got plenty of people that can help us take care of this thing. So, and he doesn't understand. He's like, well, I don't want them taking my money. I go, look, first of all, you don't make enough money for them to take. If any money comes out, at the end of the year, you'd get that back. What? I go, yeah, let me ask the person, Troy Ginzer. I'll take care of this for you, but please just relax. And he's like, he can't believe it. Whew. Man, that was a load off my chest. Let me tell you, because I was able to get off of my chest this big fucked up thing of him losing his mind like that. I mean, this was bound to happen. Some of you are like, oh, I was just waiting for this. But you know who remained calm? This guy. I was short. Not short. I mean, like the amount of time that I spoke, I was brief, to the point, firm, but I didn't get pissed. And I got what I want out of it. Oh, my God. This is like a miracle. I wish I would have learned this like 40 years ago. I wanted to scream so bad, but I didn't. So then that ended up working out. He felt really bad. He apologized numerous times. I'm so sorry that I lost my shit. I go, hey, don't you worry about it. I go, I've been there, man. Kevin living here has been so good for us because, well, you know, it's our family. We got to take care of him. But it is helped me I've had to up my game on patience. I've had to really, if I was ever getting lax in the patience, I have to really add to the patience pile here. So I'm like, buddy, don't even worry about it. We're going to take care of you. We're on your side. It's all good. Everybody has a bad day. You know, excuse me. Saying all the things you say when somebody is, you know, it's okay. No big deal. So He says sorry no less than 2 times. He says sorry to Diana. He feels terrible about it. I go, it's okay. Then I call up Ginzer at Taggart County, and I go, buddy, I got a little fixer-upper project for you. Here's the details. And he goes, okay, I'm on it. So we'll get to the bottom of it. But man, that was I was freaking out. But I think it kind of one of those things where it just kind of had to happen. It was, and this is the type of thing where when you catch it in the act, so it happened, and then I addressed it right there. Like there was no time for it to fade. So I was like, okay, stop. You can't do this anymore. So it worked out. Win-win. Good weekend here at the Eric Zane Show podcast household. A lot of growth. Okay. Let's see. Did I come up with any of the day today? Let's see. Who do I have for asshole? I actually do have someone for asshole of the day, but I'm not quite there yet. If you want to sponsor asshole of the day, which is like I had the Bitcoin idiot from last Friday on there. He's the asshole of the day. If you want to sponsor asshole of the day, if you're either a new sponsor or an existing one, I'm going to price that damn thing. Yeah, reach out to me if you want to be involved with asshole of the day. I tried to sell that to Forever Lawn West Michigan, but they said, nah, we can't. As much as we want to, we cannot attach ourselves to the asshole of the day. So Forever Lawn West Michigan brings you email of the day. For more on synthetic grass being installed into your business or even your home, go to foreverlawn.com/WMI. All right. I had the email of the day, and now I've lost it. Of course. Pardon me. Easy to get. No big deal. Brian writes this. Excuse me. Number 1. I'm waiting for the story about Jackie needing help replacing the batteries in a personal massager she bought from Amanda. Jackie, Dad, I don't have a screwdriver to open the battery compartment on a new device that I got. Now, I don't know what he's referencing there, but I hate you for having the nerve to write something like that. That's terrible. Thanks for planting that into my brain. It already is bad enough with Jackie knowing what she saw on the side of the street when she's driving down the road, as she detailed earlier. And then number 2, concerning the segment I did from the Dale Jr. Download podcast, in which he had NASCAR veteran Kenny Schrader on, in which he read the letter to Kenny Schrader thanking him for never, ever revealing what he saw when he approached Earnhardt's vehicle back in the 2001 Daytona 500 when Earnhardt crashed. Kenny Schrader was involved in the wreck, and Earnhardt died. Brian writes, could you imagine if Kenny Schrader was actually going to reveal what he saw on that actual podcast before Junior said what he said? Schrader would have been like, well, actually, Dale, that's why I came on here to talk. That's what I came here to talk about. That would have been terrible. Yes, it would. Thank you, Bleeding Heart Brian. Boy, for somebody who's so concerned about other people's feelings, you sure are a heartless bastard. You sick idiot. All right. As always, email me, eric@ericzaneshow.com on the Shoreliners Striping inbox. You too can be the Forever Lawn West Michigan email of the day. Hey, I got a Patreon podcast that I want you to check out. It was a very, very busy weekend on Patreon. I had another number of people sign up. Thank you to Patriot Nick for hosting the trivia contest and out of his own pocket, awarding a prize to a member of the audience with a free Patreon subscription. That is so kind of you. You are awesome. Thank you very much. If you want to join me on Patreon, it's $5 or $10 a month. Or if you pay for it for the full year, you will save 10%. And anybody who is already on Patreon, you can convert that to a yearly. If you know you're going to be sticking with it, convert it to a yearly whenever you want, and you can save 10%. There you go. Patreon.com Eric Zane. I give you the bonus podcast every day, the Ben and Eric Patreon, the Insane Asylum, Smarter Than a Former Drug Dealer Trivia, which I'm having a hell of a time getting anybody to play lately. Kenneth Furtaw was drawn. He can't play. He's working. Let's see. Who we're going to go with next. Oh, my God. Let's go! Nice boobs, Kyler. Kyler, you're up tomorrow. Oh, man. That's going to be an absolute shit show. There you go, Kyler. If you're on Patreon, you get a chance to play Dale and Smarter Than a Former Drug Dealer Trivia. You could win cash. Thank you to Bennett Flooring Installation. All right, that's all on Patreon. Excuse me. I mentioned Tag Accounting saving the day from No Filter Kevin. It's tax time. Call upon Troy. No to H&R Block. No to your TurboTax. Anywhere in the USA. And if you're a listener of this show, call on Troy Ginzer at Tag Accounting. 616-301-9516. 616-301-9516 or online at tagcpa.net. In fact, when you go to tagcpa.net, in the upper right, it says Troy at tagcpa.net. You can just email them. Okay. And the number's there if you missed any of that. Tagcpa.net. If you have a business, you can have him do the taxes for your business, or you can do like payroll. He can take care of your payroll. He can take care of your personal taxes, everything. Okay. It's all there. I want you to call upon Troy Ginzer for this tax season. Please, even if you're brand new, if you've never used Troy before, sign up. And if you're anywhere in the USA, all of your documents are sent via his online portal, and he can take care of you. Thanks again to the Kent County Health Department. AccessKent.com/health. Anything COVID-related is taken care of through the Kent County Health Department. Now, I understand that not everybody in this audience lives in Kent County, Michigan. Far from it. But still, your local health department, you can probably utilize their services in a similar manner. But since this is more like of me talking about their initiatives rather than selling you something, it's basically so you are aware. They've given me the task of making sure you are aware of all the things that they have that can make life better for you concerning the well-being of you and your family. COVID, vaccines, the COVID vaccine, where you can get tested for COVID, and if you need anything concerning the WIC program. That's what the Kent County Health Department does. All information is available at accesskent.com/health. Thank you. Time out. I need a drink of water. Got to recharge. Eric Zane Show podcast, water break. Okay. I never do this, but quick look to see who's on the chat. What's crazy is you start with so many people, and then I always got the regulars. Boy, do you guys hang in. Dave Dietrich, he participated in Nick's trivia contest. He says, I finished top 2 in trivia Saturday. Nick says, at least you showed up. Hey, Brian, congratulations on being asshole of the day. Are you thinking that Brian Post should be the asshole of the day, Nick? I don't know about that. It's possible. I'm getting ready to name the recipient. Not quite yet. As always, thanks for the people on the live stream. I appreciate you, either Facebook, Twitter, or on YouTube. Nick says the next round of Zoom trivia will be February 13th. Head on over to Zaniacs United, go into the announcements, and add your name to the post to play for a chance to win 6 months of Patreon. My God, you are such a saint. Thank you. For Tier 2, Eric Zane Show Patreon bonus show, as well as the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. Thank you, man. It's like you're like my PR guy. That is so sweet of you. I was telling Nick this weekend about how blessed we are, man. Seriously. You are not kidding. So I think I might have to bridge the, be like the peacekeeper. As I look at these comments, I'm reminded of it. Last week was a kind of a crazy week for our boy Kenny in Nashville, who I'm pretty sure is enjoying the live podcast. But he had just a day. He had a day last week where things got a little wonky, and there was like some tempers flared on the live stream comments. I wasn't involved. I just saw it after the fact, and I was like, oh, boy, I don't know what's going on here. This is all kind of weird. And so feelings were hurt, and, oh, man, this is all weird. And so that was the end of it. And then as the week went on, there was something else that happened, and I think Kenny and Nick broke up. Have you ever broken up with a friend? Okay. So, Adam says elbows were flying. They were. There's no question there was some upset nature. I think Kenny was more upset than anyone. No one is at fault. Okay. But I think Nick really wants to be pals with Kenny. I think it got off the rails, and I think that Kenny and Nick need to reconcile, And so I think Nick has even gone the extra mile to superimpose his face onto Matthew Broderick from the film Say Anything when he's holding the frickin' radio over his head. And I don't know yet if he's had success at this. But I think that we all need to be pals here. So, Kenny, hopefully you have a change of heart, and you and Nick can go back to being pals. And and you should be commenting on the podcast. So what that you got a little upset at what it was you were upset about last week? It's okay. You had a bad day. You had a bad day. I don't even know the words of that. I just know they say you had a bad day. So come on, buddy. Did I say Matthew Broderick? John Cusack? Is that right? It's not Matthew Broderick. It's John Cusack? Oh, well, you know me. I always get these things wrong. Terry says it's a temporary dude divorce. Temporary dude divorce. Hopefully. I hope so, too, because I don't like it that you guys are fighting. I don't know if Nick is upset as Kenny is. He was just like, I'm going to unfriend you. Oh, shit. And it's kind of out in the open because Nick brought it up to me, and he goes, hey, man, I got unfriended. I go, oh, fuck, I'm sorry. So Nick's not mad. You shouldn't be mad. You should make up, and then that's be the end of it. There's no place for hurt feelings. It is officially John Cusack. Damn it. How could I screw that up? Some of you old timers may know the name Phil Spector. He's dead. He murdered Lana Clarkson. I don't know if it was necessarily a murder conviction because he only got like 19 years out of it. Now, you need to know that Phil Spector in the music industry was one of the biggest names ever. He's working with the Beatles and John Lennon and George Harrison. I mean, he made the Let It Be album. There was prior to that, his work with Leonard Cohen, and he created something known as the Wall of Sound, which is I guess I don't really have an exact handle as to how that is, but I thought it was different layerings and instrumentation and basically kind of like a wall of sound. So you might hear strings and orchestral parts and horns or something like that. And that's the way that guy made music. He worked with the Ramones. A lot of artists, some loved him, some not so much, didn't like his style. But That's what he did, and there was no denying his ability. This guy is dead. He has died in prison. And boy, a lot of weirdness that I picked up from Wikipedia about him, not the least of which the murder conviction. The woman that he murdered was a lady by the name of Lana Clarkson. You may remember Lana Clarkson from the film Fast Times at Ridgemont High. In that film, the teacher who pulled the heart out of the cadaver, do you remember that scene? And Spicoli goes, gnarly! That was Mr. Vargas. Mr. Vargas was married to this hot chick named Mrs. Vargas. That's Lana Clarkson. Well, Phil Spector, in 2003, apparently he met Lana Clarkson while she was working at the House of Blues in Los Angeles, February 3rd of 2003. Okay? And I don't know what the hell she was doing there, but she was working there. And she, she wasn't really an accomplished actress. She just played a lot of bit roles, hot chick, big boobs. You'd see her on Three's Company or the Jeffersons, Riptide, Knight Rider, or the A-Team, shit like that. Night Court, just small little bit pieces here and there. Well, she's still hot, and Phil Spector, he's like, he wants to take her home. Now, Phil Spector, this guy couldn't have looked more fucked up. So I don't know what the hell Lana Clarkson was doing going home with this guy, because he was absolutely grotesque. Okay? He became a recluse in the 1970s after a serious accident in Los Angeles. He went flying through the windshield of a car, with his face first, and completely destroyed his face and his head. He got 300 stitches to put his face back together, and he had 400 stitches on the back of his head to put the back of his head back together. Because, like I said, it kissed the windshield when flying through. In fact, there was a cop. He was going to be declared dead at the scene, which would have meant they just put a towel over him or a sheet and just leave him there and wait for the coroner to pick him up. But at the very last second, the cop detected a faint pulse. Like they said, okay, he's dead. Okay. And then one more time, the cop checked his pulse, and he goes, I think I feel a pulse. I don't think this guy's dead. So then they did first aid on the guy, Phil Spector, and saved his life. Comes back, he survived. Because of his whole head, it looked like Frankenstein's face, the back of his head. And he lost his hair. He's completely bald. He would wear these ridiculous wigs. And you may have seen some of the images of him when he was on trial for the murder of Lana Clarkson. So back to that. I don't know what she was doing hanging out with him, because she's hot and he looks like an absolute monster. Maybe it was for money. The guy was incredibly wealthy. Spector brings her home. Okay? They leave the House of Blues in Spector's limousine. They go to his mansion. Spector and Clarkson go inside. Spector's driver waits outside in the car. An hour later, according to court testimony, the driver hears a gun go off. And he's like, what the hell is that? What's going on inside of the house? Spector comes out of the house holding the gun. According to the driver, he said, I think I just shot her. Court testimony. Spector later said Clarkson's death was an accidental suicide and that she kissed the gun. Back up a little bit. The mansion in Alhambra, California, her body was found slumped in a chair with a single gunshot to the mouth. Spector told Esquire in July 2003 that Clarkson's death was an accidental suicide and that she kissed the gun. The emergency call from Spector's home made by Spector's driver, Adriano D'Souza, quote, Spector is saying, I think I've killed somebody. D'Souza added that he saw Spector come out of the house with a gun in his hand. Spector remained free on $1 million bail while awaiting trial, which began on March 19th of 2007. It was a hung jury mistrial. And then he was tried again. And he was then found guilty. What was he actually found guilty for? I don't know what he was in there for, what they actually the retrial of Spector for murder in the second degree. And he was found guilty, and he ended up getting 19 years without parole. So he would have been eligible. I shouldn't say without parole. But that allowed him to stay in prison because they expected he would die in prison, and they were right. So they went with the charge of trying to get the conviction with that, as opposed to a more involved charge, which they may not have been able to get. But so that dude passes away. Actually, quite an influence. Bruce Springsteen emulated the technique of the wall of sound in making the Born to Run album in 1973. So the guy had a huge influence, but just crazy as fuck. I would say he'd be missed but I don't think he will. I think everybody hated that guy. Hey, thanks again to my friends at A&E Heating and Cooling. In fact, Joe Martinez will be at the house today, okay, installing the Remy Halo. So that means bacteria, mold, viruses, dust, pollen, pet dander, all will be zapped by this light that kind of hooks up to the air conditioning furnace system. The air that gets circulated through the house passes over it, and then the lights shoot it down like fucking Space Invaders. It's incredible. A&E Heating and Cooling, 616-516-8579. If you want to call upon them for the Remy Halo, 616-516-8579. If you mention the Eric Zane Show podcast, you're going to save $100. Normally, it's going to set you back about $750 is what I heard is what it costs to install that damn thing. You will not be let down. This is going to make your home so much cleaner. Everybody's going to be healthier, less chance of getting ill because you're not sucking in the same terrible air, especially in the months where the home is all closed up. A&E Heating and Cooling. Joe Martinez will install that for you. 616-516-8579. Not to mention, you can also get the furnace still tuned up with my friends at A&E Heating and Cooling for just $79. Okay. And then finally, F45 in Byron Center, Michigan. It's time to get in shape with F45 Byron Center. What are you doing? Come on now. If you're in that part of West Michigan, call upon F45 Byron Center. Go to their website first, though, F45training.com, the letter F, the number 4, the number 5, training.com/Byron Center. And sign up for 1 week free to F45, and then off you go. Work out in Michigan now. You can work out in a group setting. They make it very, very obvious that they're keeping that place clean for you. You do need to get in shape. You should do some form of exercise, and it's so simple when you've got the group leader there teaching you through it, or taking you through it and teaching you everything you need to know at F45 in Byron Center. Thank you so much for being on board with the podcast. All right. Your idiot of the day is going to be your next guy, and I should have just left Bitcoin idiot, because I had it written down on the asshole of the day board, and then I erased it. But for the second day in a row, we have another person who's lost a fortune in Bitcoin. I'm still not, I don't have any more of a handle on how that works, Bitcoin, than I did the last time we spoke of it, even though people have tried to help me. I just don't get it. Stand by. The idea of mining it, it doesn't compute. And I don't know if that's because my brain just can't really wrap my mind around it. I think in order to explain to someone like me how this works, you need some type of visual aids or something like that. I don't understand. I think I would have to take a course on it with someone explaining it to me in one-syllable words. Hang on. I cannot get my throat clear. Stand by. I don't know what my deal is. It's like the beginning of the end for the podcast because I'm losing my voice all the damn time. This story comes to us from somewhere in England. The last one, the guy had it, the fortune was locked on the hard drive and he couldn't remember his password. This one's a little bit different. In 2013, a British IT worker named James Howells screwed everything up for his life. He had purchased a bunch of Bitcoin when he first heard about it. And, they weren't really worth anything when he bought it. So he didn't have to spend a ton of money to get it. And then he's kind of like, okay, I've got it. And, all right, hope for the best. Well, now this thing has really taken off. As of this writing, I had it down as about $37,000 per Bitcoin. He had a lot. 7,500 Bitcoins he purchased. He's the new clubhouse leader of stupidity because his are worth $275 million. But in this story that he doesn't have access to it because he wouldn't be the idiot, the asshole of the day. And his name wouldn't be, or he wouldn't be described on the board behind me. But this guy didn't forget a password. He threw his hard drive away. James Howells threw it in the garbage. How is it that these people are being so careless with something that could be so valuable? I mean, seriously. He threw away the hard drive with the digital wallet containing containing all of the Bitcoin, which was virtually worthless at the time, but since then has taken off. The Newport, Wales dude has offered his city council 25% of the money if they allow him to rummage through the landfill site where he believes the hard drive has been disposed. That works out to $71 million to the city of Newport in order to distribute to all local residents who live in Newport, should I find and recover the Bitcoins. So he's basically saying, let me look through your trash, and when and if I find the hard drive, I'll give you $71 million. I don't think that's why would you not do that if you're the city? But the city is saying that they won't do it, that they're not interested, and that he cannot do that. There's about 300,000 people that live in that city, pretty big city. So what he would be giving away, $71 million, would amount to about $240 a person. Of course, they can do whatever they want with the money, but he's offered that much money, 25%, if they would just let him look through the trash. How would you like to be that guy, though? I mean, that's got to be a massive landfill. And I don't know if he's under the impression that they just dump it in a pile, but that is, as far as what I know about landfills, I think that they bury the trash. So what are you expecting to do here with a shovel and try to find it? How can you possibly? Oh, God, what a terrible thing. People forgetting their passwords, throwing the hard drives away. Thank God for Bitcoin, because it's led to all these amazing stories of these stupid bastards. Unfortunately, the dude said they refused the offer. They won't even have a face-to-face discussion with me on the matter, probably because they know it's hopeless, that there's no chance that he can ever even find this thing. Howells had mined the Bitcoins over 4 years when cryptocurrencies were still in their infancy and worth very little. Again, I don't know what that means. Please don't try to explain it to me. It's beyond my grasp. Too old, too dumb. Howells recalled throwing the hard drive away between June and August in 2013, believing he'd already backed up the files he needed from it. He first realized his mistake when the price of a single Bitcoin spiked to $1,000 from $150 that same year. He's probably like, oh, no, my God, it's happened. When it comes to mining Bitcoin, I think somebody described it to me that your computer does math. And when you figure out math, you get coins? What? I know that that's not right, but it has something to do with math. He went to the landfill. He told the BBC he thought he had no chance of retrieving his hard drive, but now he has a new plan to find it. The plan would be to dig a specific area of the landfill based on a grid reference system and recover the hard drive whilst adhering to all safety and environmental standards. The drive would then be presented to data recovery specialists who can rebuild the drive from scratch with new parts and attempt to recover the tiny piece of data that I need in order to access the Bitcoins. Man, again, this, not only do I not understand it, but this is, to me, it's safer stuffing the money in the mattress, for God's sake, or in a jar and burying it in the backyard, or putting it in a bag like Pablo Escobar. He added that if the plan were successful, a quarter would go to the city. The council told Howells on a number of occasions that it would not be possible, and just get the hell out of here. The cost of digging up the landfill, storing, and treating the waste could run into millions of dollars or pounds without any guarantee of either finding it or it to be in working order. So they're worried that they put all this time and energy into it in the landfills. This is why they won't do it. And the chances of finding it are slim to none, or if they even find it, if the damn thing would be working. Man. So all of this Bitcoin is out there, never to be recovered. My God, you people, how can you possibly do this? No thanks. No thanks. Proof positive. Again, I'm just going to try to save what little money. Oh God, I'm sick when I lose $5. I mean, I feel bad about the money I spent on the lottery. I spent $20 this weekend on 10 lottery tickets for 2 drawings, and I feel stupid about that. And you know what? I don't think I'll buy the next one, because I'm starting to look big picture at this. I don't have that much. I don't have money to be dropping on lotteries, for God's sake. Forget it. I'm not doing it. Folks, I thank you for being part of this podcast. As always, you made it happen. Sorry about my voice. What my deal is. I'll try to regroup, drink some hot tea, and come back to the Patreon bonus podcast. Till then, I'll talk to you further down the road. Bye-bye.